Great. Give me the access control.
So one more thing is like yesterday we were talking about the tax, right? Work tax, not work
Not
tax,
calculation tags.
calculation tax that is related to the cost center, business unit, division, like that.
That
So
that is work tag.
that is work tag. Yeah, that work tag. What I want try to understand now is like, for example, we are whenever we enter time, we enter it for either project hours or non-project hours. So if we do that, that is the regular scenario. So how if we use this work tax, right, like cost center or business unit, if we add our time units in that, how it works exactly? Like I want to relate how the time will enter exactly when we enter the
Time will not. So if the cost center and this have been added, okay. All right, cost center. Let's take an example, cost center. Okay. And if a
Mhm.
revenue is actually added to the cost center and you are a part of that resource planning of that particular cost center in the project itself, all right. So what will
Yeah.
happen? The revenue would start decrementing, correct? Automatically, whenever you are adding hours, correct?
Mhm.
So yeah, this is the way it will flow. You add hours, the revenue would start decrementing because the cost has been associated with you. All right. This is basically done when you are working on a project. Okay. And if you're not working on a project, if you want to have a cost allocation or cost center of utilization of a worker, how much hours it is working for any particular cost center. For example, let's take an example, human resources is a cost center. Okay. And yeah, they want to know the efficiency of the cost center. Okay. How much hours
Mhm.
does each employee is putting in that particular cost center. All right. So what will happen? You enter hours, create a report, you will get the efficiency.
So if we are adding 40 hours, regular 40 hours for project, so
Hmm.
we would add the same into the cost center as well. Like first of all, we will add into the project timing, then we will also add into the cost center as well.
So you will not add twice, you will add once. It will automatically flow to the respective areas.
Respect to cost center or business unit, you mean?
Correct.
So we don't have to go
Multiple.
externally and
No,
add to that particular calculation tax, work tax,
correct,
whatever.
correct. You don't need to do externally on that. You add only once and it will flow to both of the areas.
Okay, yeah, got it.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So today we are going to talk about a very good important thing that is the UI part, and that is one of the important part of Workday. All right, when it comes to time tracking. All right, and that is known as the time entry template. All right. For example, let's take an example. For example, Betty. All right. I cannot see
Need
Betty.
to go to start proxy and proxy as joy banks because it's not. They didn't give me the super user when I asked them so many times.
Okay. One second.
Yeah.
All right. For example, you have a worker like Joy Bank. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And she is entering time because she has a time entry template. Until and unless she doesn't have the time entry template, she won't be able to enter the time. All right. That
Time,
is
yeah.
correct. All right. So if I go to the profile, I go to actions. She doesn't have enter time.
Yeah, that's what I'm also wondering. What happened?
Yeah, she doesn't have the security to enter time.
Wow. Because of security reasons?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, if this is the scenario, she doesn't have enter time. Suppose we got this ticket, how to resolve it?
See the if she has a period schedule, time entry template, or work schedule calendar. If anything is missing, that means she doesn't have the access. View
First, we
worker
need
time.
to check all these three. Only we
Yeah.
will able to enter
Yeah.
the time. Okay.
All right. So this is the time card. All right.
Yeah.
This is Lugal Muki's time card, and her time card is absolutely pathetic. She doesn't have anything. Right. Let's wait till the.
This is the UI version of time card. Okay.
Yeah, this is the UI. All right. Now the screen has loaded. Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
you see on the top right, that is the summary totals, and this is the time card. All right. How to configure a time card? The first thing would be time card is known as the time entry template, and that is only one for every worker. A worker cannot have more than one time entry template. That is a rule. All right. The only task to make a time entry template is create time entry template.
Okay.
Okay. That is the only task that everybody is using. Create time entry template. The first thing that is here a time tracking time entry template is what is the name. For example, you also create time entry template not for individual workers, you create for a group. Okay, that is
Uh-huh.
true. For like
Okay.
in the way you create for a group, similarly you create for a group in time entry template. For example, you create a population like a population in United States who are using time tracking would be eligible for in this period schedule. All right. Similarly, non-exempt and exempt workers, all right, they are now segregated into two parts, non-exempt and exempt. So if they both are using time tracking and they are using different kind of time tracking, then you will have two different time tracking. So eligibility will be location, address, country is USA, worker type, worker is exempt. No, that is one template. Similarly, the other template would be location, address, country in is United States, worker is exempt. Yes. So you will create two templates, correct?
Yeah.
All right. So let's take an example and make a test time entry template. Okay. You see a default time entry code. What does that mean? Whenever
That
you are entering,
means,
okay,
yeah, yeah.
whenever you are entering time, the time tab, here it is showing blank, but automatically the value would come up. Like for example, hours work. If it is coming default, okay, without adding any value, which means your time entry template has a default time entry code. For example, let's take an example. Okay, sorry, not this one. Hours, which means whenever the worker would be entering time, he or she would automatically see this is the default time entry code. All right.
Yeah.
Time request
Yeah.
code. Overtime request code is generally overtime. Overtime request code is like you can ask overtime request for future dated events. Like for example, hey manager, I will be working on Friday late night, so I'm requesting you for overtime. All right.
Yeah.
Uh, Predictive overtime you can see. All right. You cannot delete a time card. You can inactive a time card. All right.
Okay.
All right. Either you can remove the eligibility. Okay, that is one time of
One way.
inactivation, or you can inactivate this. Uh, Enable workday scheduling means the time card would refresh automatically by itself. All right, that is the one which means workday scheduling. All right, you when you click on that, so the calculations. Okay, in time tracking, what happens? The calculations which are there in background, they do not get refreshed automatically. Like this, they will not get refreshed. Okay,
Okay.
they have a run calculation kind of a setup. Okay, like the way I'll show you.
Mm-hmm.
Run calculation, which means refreshing the calculation. Okay, that is the one
It
which
reflect the updates. It reflect the changes in it.
correct. All right, there is the first part. Now let's go to this part.
So if we enable this particular checkbox, like enable workday scheduling, it will automatically refresh the run calculations, you mean?
Not necessarily. Okay, it is basically used uh, to schedule any transaction which has happened in Workday time entry needs to be replicated to the next week. All right,
Mm-hmm.
that is the basic terminology. I don't check it. Okay, sometimes because we have other options also from the calendar where I
Mm-hmm.
can a lot of things. Okay, all right. So in out option. Okay, what does that mean? When you go to the enter time, okay, and you click over here, you see a new popping window. You see out the reason over here. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
that's out. Okay, if you make it as out meal break, what you will see over here. Let's do an experiment on Logan McLean's time card. All right, so that it would be more easier for you. So this is the time card that she uses. Okay,
Yeah.
all right. So let's make changes over here. So you see out only. Okay, what I'll make it out meal break. Okay, and I click OK. You see the option,
Yeah.
right? For example,
So we can select whatever the option we want.
yeah, for example, I came as a training. I start at 10 a.m. Okay, but this is not the one which you will be using another one.
In out.
Yeah, so I started at 10 a.m. I
Mm-hmm.
ended at 13, and the reason behind me ending is my meal. All
Mm-hmm.
right, and I click OK. Okay, there's no business unit, so we'll remove this later.
Okay.
All right, so you got the point. Okay, what does that mean?
Mm-hmm.
All right, that is in and out. All right, after selecting this, what does that mean? What is a pair? You can have in break, in mill, in break, in mill, in out, or in out three pairs. How many kind of default pattern you can have?
Yeah.
Like you can have in out, you came and you went out. Okay. Or you can have in, you came, you had meal, then again you entered time, then you had break, then again you entered time, and then you went home. Alright? That is one
Yeah.
set of. Okay. Okay. Now, time clock event. Time clock event is when there is an integration, like for example, punch in, punch out. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Punch in, punch out, whenever a worker does, this directly goes to the time clock event. Like you don't enter time like 9 o'clock, it is exact precise time. Punch in, punch out. That is the reason time clock event is in use. Maximum time clock block duration, basically 24 hours. Okay. And you can have it like zero also, so it will not create any chaos. Okay.
Okay.
Prevent matching from consecutive check-in. Prevent matching from consecutive check-in means I have checked in at 9 p.m. Okay, checked in at 9 a.m. checked out at 11 a.m. Okay, in and out. And again after I checked in at 11 a.m., which means it will not allow it to check in at 11 a.m. because you have went out at 11 a.m. Correct?
Yeah.
Which is like match in and out shall not match. That is preventing matching of consecutive block. Okay. Warn workers on consecutive checking. Okay. Either you can have this or either you can have this. Warn means like if that consecutive matching is happening, okay, you can warn your worker with a message that this has, hey, this is the consecutive matching. Either you
So
can
that
have it
means.
1 minute later, 1 second later, 10 seconds later, okay,
Mhm.
something like that.
Okay.
Okay. Track in and out as optional second. What does that mean? Okay, I'm checking both of them, and now you will see the difference. you see there is no mandatory box over here in out,
Yeah.
which means you have entered time. And you click OK, the time is entered. Okay, but that is an incomplete time block because why? Can you give me the
There is
answer on that?
no out time is not specified.
Absolutely correct. That is the reason you're not able to see the whole block. So now what the employee would do? Employee would go ahead and mention the output.
Then there is no purpose. If it is not mandatory, there is no purpose of in and out in the first
Yes.
place.
Yeah, but until and unless the whole block is not created, the worker will not be able to submit the time. Okay. The review, you see over the review box, it came when the block was created, correct?
Hmm.
So yeah, you can have an optional over there, but the worker will not be able to submit the time until and unless the incomplete box is now a complete box. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So that is one thing. Time calculations, time of calculations, this is something you don't need to worry about. This is something like a all about the background calculation, like overtime calculations, consecutive day calculations, double time, time blocks, conditional calculation. This is an entire section that we are going to learn after time entry template. There will be time calculations. Enable calculated time of. So enable calculated time off means you are entering time off from your time tracking itself. Alright. And
Mm-hmm.
You have a pre-planned time off. So you can add time off to your time entry calendar. For that, this enable time of calculated time off will be utilized. And by the time you are making your time entry template live, you have to mention that particular day. Alright. That is the reason.
So, but this
So
time off is related to leave and absence, right?
exactly. Connection of two modules. Create
Okay.
time blocks for breaks. Okay, what does that mean?
Time blocks for breaks means in a day it will mention like around 12 p.m. or sometime. We'll
Exactly,
create a break.
exactly, exactly. Now
So
when I
this will
click
create automatically a break in the time template. That's what you
exact,
mean.
exactly correct.
So what happens if we enter a meal time around instead of 12?
You can have a you can enter enter right now and
Can we
see the
override it?
any other block in and out.
Hello?
Huh. In and out entry code. Go ahead, enter that. Instead of out, you add break.
So it specified the break here, particularly at this point.
Yeah, again to re-enter after like what is the end date you have added? You have added 4 hours, correct? So now do one thing. Uh, Click on the same day little lower.
Yeah.
Enter. Type from 2 a.m., 2 p.m., 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. and that is a out.
So basically it will display those. Okay, 9 to 1 a.m. they are working. After that there is a break, and after that it will show that.
Correct.
It will
Did you
display that whether it is a break or out
see
physically.
automatic block has generated 1 to 2. See,
Yeah.
click on that.
A break. Out reason is a break.
Hmm.
Okay,
Great.
got it.
Great. All right. So you understand the point, correct?
Uh-huh.
All right. Let's edit the time entry code. I hope you are understanding the session. We are not going very fast. We are going very slow and steady.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Now you understand this part. Copy the work tags for the breaks. The work tags like the way it is there in the time entry template, time entry code, the business and other units. You can add it in the break itself. Okay.
Okay.
Require comments when time changes. What does that mean? Whenever you are changing the time blocks, okay, modifying the existing time blocks, you need to add comments. That is the reason of time entry restriction.
Okay.
Okay, all right. So now you saw the work tags. These are the work
Yeah.
tags. Enable the
Mhm.
work tag when you add the work tags. Whichever time entry code is using that particular work tag would get displayed in your time entry template. Correct?
Yeah. So in real time, we will use these work tags as well, right? So which cost center we need to select and which division sometimes, which location. It is client specific, of course, whatever the requirements we are getting.
Great. Okay. Now,
Sachin, what did you hear my question? I think.
pardon?
No, whatever the time tags we enter, like the cost center, we are selecting the division as well as the location. Is that in real time? Are the clients are specific to these work tags?
Exactly. They will
Okay.
give you work tag. You in the discussion session. They will tell you. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Let's go to the calendar. The viewing option is weekly, like how you want to see the calendar. That is the new one. You want to see in weekly, you want to see in monthly. Can you just give me the access control? You want to see it monthly, you want to see weekly. There are two options. Okay. Right now, the time card is based on weekly, correct?
Weekly, yeah.
Yeah. Entry method. Autofill prior, autofill quick add. I'm just entering all of them. Click OK. All right. Now go to the time card. Time card of Noble Machines. Did you go to the time card? Go to Logan. Oh, you got logged out.
No, I didn't.
So go to Logan.
This is the one.
Enter time for Logan.
You want me to select in and out? Sachin, you want me to click OK?
Yep. Cancel, 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 cancel. Go to the top right actions. Top right actions. Are you able to see it?
Here, right, under next to
Near
Logan.
the summary. Action button. And there is an arrow. No, 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 top right, top right. But no, no, not the related action. The top right time card. Near to the V. Close that.
Yeah, I'm closing it.
Yeah. Hmm.
My God, it's taking so much of time.
No worries. Once you click over there, you'll see a lot of options. And now, after that, I'll tell you what are the things.
So here, you will go to actions, right?
Hmm.
So whatever you enabled in the time card template, all will display here. That's what you mean?
Yes. So you see autofill from prior week. Like whatever amount of hours you have added previous week or you want to replicate on the same week, you click over there. Click over there and open it in the new tab.
This one, autofill from schedule.
Autofill from schedule and autofill from prior week. Open instead of any week.
So whatever the prior week you are selecting, it will reflect in the next week. This current week, what I mean
Yes.
is that?
Yes.
See here.
Hmm.
So this means it will copy whatever the previous week's data into here, then we can add
Correct.
the hours.
Correct. And now autofill from schedule. Do it from autofill from schedule for this week. Did you do that?
Yeah, I just clicked it.
No problem. You can refresh the screen all the time.
My God. No, it is showing like why it is showing error. Autofill from schedule is not allowed because project entry is enabled through the time entry template, project time.
Don't select the project one.
No, I am clicking on this particular option, right? So it is displaying the error.
Go to the next week.
Next week?
now do it. Okay, go to the entry template. Eh, no, the 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 nearest one.
This
Edit
one?
it. Yes, correct. Edit it.
Here we have to take out this
Sure.
project.
No. Use the access control.
Oh, this one also.
Refresh it. Click OK.
Oh,
Got the
it's
got yeah.
automatically added all those hours, whatever the hours from the previous week to the next
Correct.
week, instead of manual adding by the
Correct.
employee. Okay.
Automatically added from the schedule. Correct. You got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Now,
sometimes when the employee is very hectic in schedule, maybe he will do the same thing because anyway, these are the regular hours. So I need to copy all the schedule hours.
exactly. All right. Go to the actions again. This option clear. You can clear it. Clear. Third option.
Clear.
Yeah, it will remove the all entries from the time card.
So when we are doing this, is there any business process trigger? No, right? No business process will trigger except because we have only a few business process here in time tracking.
Yeah. So what you're trying? What is your question? I couldn't get it.
No, somewhere it should audit, right?
Yeah, you have like so any entry which is submitted or which has been submitted or not submitted, you can audit it through audit trails as well as there are reports. You need to create a reports for that. And in general scenario, in general practice, people do create reports. Time entered but not submitted, time submitted but not approved. These are kind of reports. Okay.
Okay, so are there any regular audit reports why we need to check while
You are
configuring the?
okay, the time tracking consultant doesn't check that. Okay, the time tracking consultant configure or help in the understanding what that has happened. Okay, generally
Okay,
it is payroll. All the time payroll check it. Payroll partner check this kind of report. All right.
okay.
All right. Go to again actions. This is one of the interesting thing when you see dynamic changes happening. Enter absence, enter time by type, enter time by week, my team overtime, quick add, review time. So what I'm going to give you a homework, you have to do all these things. All right. You have a homework piled up. You have to do all these things and give me a presentation tomorrow. Will that be fine? Are you going to have the bandwidth?
Mm, I will take 2 days. I cannot see. I don't know like what enter time by type means.
You experiment it. You don't. That is the reason I'm saying you don't. You do experiments, all right, and come back
Okay,
with the answers. Okay, do today this thing you do today. The previous homework you can do it in the weekend. All right.
okay, okay.
Your homework is getting piled up, I know, but yeah, somewhere I'll give you an ample amount of time. Okay, don't worry about it.
So I have to enter the absence as well? I don't think so. I
Do
have to.
everything. Do everything for any work.
Everything,
Everything. And tomorrow give
but
me a presentation. What is what? Okay. If you don't know anything, that is fine. I'm there to answer
no,
your
no,
question.
but I have to know all these things, right? Why not?
Enter absence means entering absence to time tracking calendar. You see the, I want you to explore the things. Okay. Just as a child, you don't know anything. You just click and see what are the things. All right. And the fundamentals I'll give you. The way did all those two items, you got to know like what is this all about. Okay. Similarly, these are the similar things. And we'll see a catch on this.
Okay.
All right.
So I need to know what are exactly these, how it works with time tracking.
Exactly.
Okay, we'll do that.
Okay. All right. So I need this to be done. Okay, today. All right. Do any workup and create a time entry template only first to go to create a time entry template with your name or whatever you want. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Till this second tab. Okay.
Okay.
Till second tab. Only create that. Okay. No eligibility, nothing. Create that and we'll analyze those items tomorrow. All right.
Okay.
We are going really slow. Are we going really slow or are we are at a good pace?
Yeah, it good pace only. Not too
Okay.
slow, not too fast. It's
Correct, correct. Because the boring part will start after completing this time entry templates. It will be more boring stuff. I'm trust me, it is going to be more boring, and you're going to be bombarded with a lot of queries.
So one more thing, Sachin, like you were mentioning, like this is the time card, right? Whatever we are entering, this is the time card.
Yes,
So behind this time card, there is a time entry template,
yes,
correct?
yes.
Because whatever you do in time entry template will reflect in time card.
Correct, correct.
So these are Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday or period schedules.
Yes,
Okay. Just want to relate each one. That's why.
yes.
So work schedules are like the patterns. Like for example, 9 a.m. to 8 a.m. in and out are all these patterns.
Exactly.
Okay, got it. Now I am clear.
Yeah, you can relate now. Okay. Now you will be able to relate all this. All right. I think you're
Okay.
probably on a good pace. Okay. I
Yeah.
will connect tomorrow, same time, and we'll cover a new topic. All right.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
You're welcome.